My family is from the Virgin Islands, and I went to law school here in DC, undergrad here in DC, was a prosecutor in New York, and then came back to DC and worked in the administration, at the Justice Department, and other jobs as a lawyer. And but my heart has always been in the Virgin Islands. That's although I was raised in New York, and you talk to my parents who have been there from the 50s, I still have to translate for my father because his accent is so thick, and that's really our home. And I come from a political family. Our family were organizers of politics in the Virgin Islands. My uncles helped to found the Democratic Party in the Virgin Islands. We've been known to go into cane fields organizing cane workers as labor unions. But we were always the types that felt that the people sitting on the couch with the pads were a little more important than the actual politicians out in front. And so never really saw myself in that sense, but really became frustrated by what I saw, thought that new energy was needed, and decided to offer myself up. Like Eleanor Holmes Norton, I don't have a vote on the floor, but I always go to the floor when everyone is there because I know that's where the decisions are made. That's our story as Black women in America, is always having these other things, these differences that set us apart. But I think that it allows me to see things very differently than others. For me, one of the top issues is jobs. I really go back to all things are economic. You know, that's where you're going to see the starkest equality in this country is when it comes down to money. It's a really hard one. And people ask me how I did it, and I don't know how I did it. You just do it in the same way that our mothers did what they did. You know, how many of us, I didn't have a mother who stayed at home. I had a mother who worked all the time and called me up after school and made sure that I took the chicken out and did I have my snack, but made it to the meetings that she needed to at my school, because that's just what we do. I went to the same high school as John F. Kennedy, and the one phrase that people know him for was the motto of the school was, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. And one of the things that I go around the country telling young people in particular is that no major movement in the history of man has ever occurred until young people are involved.